All right. Welcome, everybody. Thought I'd get the party started. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Why Seeking Knowledge is in the house. Welcome to it's good to see you. Here we go. We're gonna get on all sides of this. We got a big old show for you today. A big show. So hang in there. Here we go.
Yeah. Tonight we are. I mean, this is how do I put it? We on automatic in terms of the rifling, the weaponry we're using tonight. We're just going all out. And what we're going to do is cover and debunk a number of different myths about black men. And I wanted to get BGS up in here with me to do it because it's a lot more fun for one. To bounce off your brother when we're talking about it, but there's a lot of info to cover. So I wanted to kind of get that in. So let me start. Anyway, so if you can see the study as it's broken down here, this is a break.
Okay, let me pause it right there. They're going over the most involved father documentation. Let's see where you got it from. This is Dr. T. Hassan Johnson. Here we go. Yeah, exactly. Happy Father's Day to active contributing dads. Perfect. Here we go.
Down of Latino, white, and black men. The orange line is black men, and it breaks down the percentage, according to the National Center for Health Statistics, of which men, which fathers, right, spend the most time and are most involved with their children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can see the breakdown here for children under 5 and children ages 5 to 18. Overwhelmingly, in each category, I should say most consistently, you tend to see that black men remain in the highest categories. Now you've broken this down. I think you've done videos to this, right?
Yes.
What's the most pushback you tend to get when you post this kind of information?
Really, it's the less pushback is more about surprise
Okay.
because we've heard about it, but the thing is, we always get the things that we're actually the worst dads or the most abandoned, right? But things it's actually the opposite. So
No, actually, that's not true. Um, the thing that it's not like this study did not study each and every father in our community. It took a portion of that community of it took a sample size, and they came up with that theory. What they don't tell you so far is that they're not telling, these are of the fathers that are involved at all. So this is great. This is great that when black fathers are involved, they're some of them the most involved. The problem is that's not what's happening. We are not the most involved all the time. Let's go further.
you tend to hear more surprise that I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, and then they actually go and wave it in black women's faces too. So you get that. So
Well, shout out.
I hear pushback mostly comes from the women that they don't believe it.
Shout out to Geechee, man. That moves me to hear that. I hope you're doing much better, bro. What I've gotten, it has been from black women, and one of the things that I've heard, especially right after it came out, most was, well, I don't agree with the studies because that's not what me and my girls talk about,
Right.
you know. And I'll just be like, okay, so it's you and your girls versus the National Center for Health Statistics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which normally they're lying. So
well,
when they say me and my
See,
girls.
the problem I have is that for some reason in our community, we don't believe anything the government says unless it's good.
Okay. But they don't include the girls that they're rowdy friends or their raunchy friends. They exclude them. They'll cut them out.
Yeah.
Well, my sister, my cousins, and my auntie, they all do that. But my circle of friends don't do that.
Yeah. He dead set says much of the pushback I've heard on the issue is that they say it was all self-reported and that the men are lying.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about studies,
It's not really a lie. It's just kind of more like a fib. It's a fib, but it's still misrepresentation because they're not saying each and every father, black father in the United States. Come on now. Let's be real. The thing is this is that I don't like when they do stuff like this because it keeps us from trying to improve our community and ourselves. Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down like that. This is self-reporting, just proves they are discriminatory when it comes to lying. They will lie to anyone who asks a question. Bars.
Like this is that when you're covering a large population of men, to have a coordinated effort amongst so many is really not realistic. But of course, whatever they can do to kind of shame it, they're going to do. But I just wanted to put this up because we get a lot of new people in. We get people that have heard bits and pieces, and so we don't all always have the same information. So I wanted to do a show where we could really.
That's what I find is interesting is that they made sure they cut off the sample size. There is a sample size, and I've seen this documentation before, and they usually put the sample size. I think it was like 3,000 men or something like that. Might have been, I don't know, 30,000, maybe, but it's not a big enough sample size to really know what's going on. There's more documentation out there that's showing the opposite than there is, showing what they're trying to prove here, that Black men are the most involved dads generally. And what I mean is what I'm saying is this, is for the amount of Black fathers and the amount of other fathers, are we still the best? And that's totally can't be true because 70% of our households, the father's not in it. So what they are talking about are the households that do have responsible fathers in them. That's it. What they're saying is that the responsible fathers that we do have beat out the responsible fathers of other cultures. Now, that's a great start, but it's only a start. It shows that we have the potential to be great fathers, but it's just misleading in the fact that it's showing that we are the best fathers in the world. Because right now, come on, let's face it. If you want to improve as a team, you have to know your faults. You have to admit your faults. That's what I'm saying. Here we go.
Just kind of break down some of the things some of us know, share some information. If we got some new information, do that as well.
Why is $6 just dropped some more dollars? They just asked these men. So they just kind of interviewed the guys. It's not even like a real test where they actually monitored these men to see or tested these men or interviewed maybe the family to know whether they were great dads or not. They just asked the guy, hey, are you involved in your kid's life? Yeah, whatever. So it's not even that good. Now it's getting worse. Here we go. So that's it. That's their spiel. So I need to give you a piece of my mind and let her tell you her side of the father situation. Here we go. Again.
Okay, so by now.
Let me pause. Again, happy Father's Day. Here we go.
Okay, so by now, everybody has heard about the CDC research that was done, that Black men are going around using that as their saving grace to prove to everybody that they are excellent fathers and they are the most involved fathers of any other demographic, boo-boo. So your girl is going to always come with receipts and give you a piece of my mind. So I found the original report and we're going to have a look over what they used to determine that Black men were the most involved fathers of any other demographic. So let's get started. So this is the original article that we have right here. And you can see the article was put out on December 30th of 2013, which was roughly 10 years ago. So you can see the CDC down here, and it says National Health Statistic reports fathers' involvement with their children, United States. So they basically collected data from 2006 to 2010. So let's zoom in and see what the fuck was actually said, because these people they're pathological liars. And any glimpse of spotlight that they get in a positive light, they're going to try and show everybody their highlight reels, and they're going to show everybody our failure reels. So let's see what this report actually said. So this is the abstract of the report, and it says that the objective of the report, it says, was to measure fathers' involvement with their children. Fathers' involvement show how often men participated in a set of activities in the last 4 weeks with children who were living with them, age 0 to 4, and children age 5 to 18. Increased involvement of fathers in their children's lives have been associated with range of positive outcomes for their children. So we already know it's a lie or something's going on with the studies to begin with, because just look at the Black community. But let's continue. So it says the method that they used to collect the data. Now, this is where it gets interesting. It says the analysis presented in this report are based on a nationally representative sample of 10,403 men aged 15 to 44 years old in a household population of the United States. The father involvement measures are based on 2,200 fathers of children under age 5, 1,790 who lived with their children, and 410 who lived apart from their children, and on 3,166 fathers of children aged 5 to 19, 2,091 who lived with their children, and 1,075 who lived apart from their children. So that's the first thing. So it said that the sample size was taken from 10,000 men. It didn't say it was taken from 10,000 Black men. So
Exactly. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
So I would say, considering that this study consists of Black men, white men, and Hispanic men, let's just cut it down in 3 halves and just say, so this sample size was about 3,000 men. Now they're on here saying that only 2.9 million of them are fathers to begin with. So only 3,000 of them are actually engaged according to this study. But of course, they don't tell you that when they're on here telling you, oh, we're the most involved fathers. So then it says men were asked about activities they did with their co-residential and with their non-residential children for 2 broad age groups: preschool age children under 5 and school age children age 5 to 18, in order to ask age appropriate questions. The questions and activities that a man engaged in with his children were summary measures asked generally about all of this co-residential and all of his non-residential children in the age groups. So you guys can pause to read the rest of this. I just want you to understand what the gist of what this data was and what they were asking these men, and how Black men came to be the most involved fathers. So these were some of the tasks that they asked the men, that they graded them on to determine their involvement. Like, how often did you bathe, dress, or use the toilet themselves? How often did you play with the children? How often did you read to them? How often were you talking to the children about things that happened during their day, eating meals together, helping the children with homework, taking the children to and from activities? And then men were asked how frequently they did each activity in the last 4 weeks. They were given a show card and asked to solutions, not at all, less than 1 week, about once a week, several times a week, every day, at least once a day. So then these were the results. It said variation by Hispanic origin and race was seen of the percentages. Specifically, Hispanic fathers were less likely to eat meals with their children every day, which was 64%, than non-Hispanic white, 74% Black. So this is where they're gloating about, oh, we the most involved fathers because they sat down and ate dinner with their kids. Now, this is where it gets interesting. It says that a large percentage of older fathers had not played with their non-residential children, compared with the younger fathers. 47% of fathers aged 35 to 44 and 40% of fathers aged 25 to 34 had not played with their children at all in the last 4 weeks. This compares with 22% of fathers aged 15 to 24. Now, I thought this was interesting because, you know, most older men prefer to date younger women.
That is so true. And, that is so true. She is right about that. And we were going to have a live stream on that because for some reason, a lot of men tend to be they hide it, but then they don't hide it. They want to act like when I'm talking younger, I'm talking young teens. They like to date young teens, and I'm talking about grown men. They might even be married. Again, T.O.'s father was double his baby mama's age. Okay. So T.O. was born from a teen mom. That's Terrell Owens. And he lived right across the street from them. And T.O. was a secret baby. He was a secret baby. Welcome, Indiana mom, New Diamond. Why seeking knowledge, sugar love. Oh yeah, terminador negro in the house. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
And this study is saying that those older men who are marrying these younger women and getting them pregnant are not involved or engaged fathers. So they're literally just becoming fathers and are acting more as nannies than fathers. And then here it says a higher percentage of Hispanic fathers age 15 to 44, 50%, had not played with the non-residential children in the last 4 weeks, compared with white 30% and blacks 25%. So that's another thing that they're saying, oh, I played with my kids more than 4 times a week. So this makes me an engaged father, one of the best fathers in the world. And then it says
that's quite a low bar, but let's keep it going. Here we go.
The differences by age that were found suggest that older fathers may be less involved than fathers aged 15 to 44 in their children's lives, especially fathers with non-co-residential children aged 0 to 4. If we scroll down here, it says, for example, like right here, for example, if a man lived with a 6-month-old baby and a 3-year-old child, and he spent more time with the child than the baby, it is not possible to know whether where he averaged the same time spent with each child or answered the questions in regards to just one.
Shout out to Anthony Reeves Jr. in the house. He states this: when my dad told me when I went to college that he was sad at not knowing who I really was and cried, I knew I had to break the generational patterns. Bars. Here we go.
So that's the data. They played with their kids. They ate a meal with them and maybe had a conversation with them. And based off the data, being that it's over 20 million Black men and they only surveyed about 3,000 of them, then that means that about 0.15% of Black men was surveyed. So
yeah, that's a 0.15%. That's a small sample size. And shout out to Anthony. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's keep this going. This is a piece of my mind giving you a piece of her mind. And I swear it's right on time. Here we go.
So that is why, as a chemist, I have an issue with people regurgitating stats and they're not looking into the context. They're not looking into sample size. They're not looking at the details of why. They don't look at the why behind the data that they regurgitate. And instead,
Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down perfectly. And if a man actually takes time to be a real man and gives the time and energy to properly care for his woman and his children, he is considered a simp, a punk, a FAG. Bars. Exactly that. They are. Exactly.
instead, you'll see shit like this. You'll see the highlight reel of it. CDC reports fathers, Black dads are the most involved. Woo! But they're not going to tell you in this report or this article that 0.015% of Black fathers were surveyed, and they basically got a gold star, a participation trophy for playing with their children, maybe reading them a book, and some other bullshit. So I'm like,
so basically the bottom line is this: as Why Seeking Knowledge stated, probably the best men to look for that are probably going to be qualified to be good fathers and husbands are those that other men deem to be simps. So if you see some men laughing at a guy, calling him a simp, there's a pretty good chance that, especially if he seems well-mannered, that he's probably a good guy, especially when it comes to, from a source of either hip hop or red pill creeps. Here we go.
Like, no, you're not getting off this easy. We're going to break down what the fuck was actually said in that study. So the next time you see them saying that, just politely, ask them, then if that is really the case, then why are they constantly blaming Black mothers for everything that's wrong in the Black community? So this is their spiel. They blame Black mothers for everything that's wrong in the Black community, but they're also the most involved fathers, but then they're also the most fatherless men. So all three are true based off what conversation you're holding with them. They pull up which stat is going to fit whichever narrative based off the conversation that you're having. So all of it is bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous. And instead of them just doing better, they rather post a bunch of falsified reports and data to make it look like they're doing their job when they're not. Because if they were, the Black community would actually be safe.
What's one thing you did when you were in your 20s that you regret?
I love this clip.
That would change your life today.
I regret being a hoe. When I was in my 20s, I was a hoe.
What do you mean by that?
I was a hoe. I was doing a lot of women that I shouldn't have been doing, and I had a family that I could deal with. So I was just out there doing, anybody. Not like that, but I was just picking and
Actually, it was like that.
choosing what I wanted and who I wanted. Because I had a little reputation here in Springfield, and that got me a lot of things, and especially a lot of women. And I regret using them and, regret using who I was.
Wow. So you would have not smashed the women?
I wouldn't have smashed them like I did, no.
What would you would have did?
What would I have done? Stay with my one son's mother and been married and been happy today.
Boom. Boom. But there's more. There's more. Listen.
That's probably a regret that I've gotten over, but I would still be with her because I still have some great feelings for her in my heart, but I know how to navigate through that. But I wouldn't have been the hoe that I was back then.
So what made you be a hoe?
It was ingrained in me. My uncle was a hoe. My grandfather was a hoe. My brothers was hoes. My cousins was hoes.
You heard him. I mean, this is coming from another man. So you can't even say you cannot argue with the regret of time. And the funny thing is that the lifestyle that Kevin Samuels promotes is that of hoedom. And when you are being a hoe, you just can't be a good father. That's something to keep in mind. I mean, you just can't do it. Anthony breaks it down like this. Most men don't interrogate their motives enough to have children in the first place. Most men, frankly, are extremely selfish and possessive of their time. You can't be that way and be a good father. Bars. I'm going to drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up to do that right now. Boom. There it is, just in case somebody wants to come through. So he told you the whole thing. And so let's break it down again. I want to play, where are we at? This clip.
If you're not getting back to the child's father, how do you think you can make your asset how do you think you can make your child an asset to the kind of man you want to marry?
Welcome, Rock Girl in the house.
Make my child an asset?
To the kind of man you would want to marry?
I feel like I would have to train her to be an asset, as in get her ready for life in general. Put her in classes, make sure she's smart, make sure she's not, put in that time to make her a better person. Correct?
I'm asking,
am I right?
No, the question is how to make your child an asset to that man. That makes her an okay person, but how
Oh man. Oh wow. Okay, listen closely.
How can you adopt? And this is a question all women are going to have to answer for themselves. How are my children benefiting you as my husband?
I never thought about that.
Well, and that's the
What
problem.
would you suggest?
Okay, just for context here, let's remember now, Kevin hasn't been the best father himself. I'm not saying I know exactly who Kevin is, but let's just say that the stats don't look good in his favor. So for him to be judgmental and you know something, that's fine. That's fine. You know, not nobody's perfect, but to be as judgmental as he was to women about how they raise their children and what sort of protection they should send to or deem to to them is really weird because he has no credentials. He's not a doctor. He basically, anybody could technically look at his past, and it hasn't been the best successful past. He's successful at at entertaining men at the expense of women on YouTube. That's what he was successful at. That's the only thing that's on his resume.
I'm just wondering because
I would say it's going to be extremely difficult. But what I would suggest is women who actually think about it from the man's side, understanding that my child today is a liability because it costs. So number one, is she well-mannered, well-behaved, smart, taken care of? Does she understand? And do I really believe that you're going to come second to my husband? Is my husband going to come first? Or is it?
That's weird because really he is stating something that no culture has in their theory at all. I can tell you for a fact that all or most cultures, including other Black cultures, prioritize the children. So for him to say this, he's talking about a subset of men that basically, you know, that basically welcome Darnell.
Hey, how you doing, DJ?
Doing good. A subset of men that basically think about themselves because this wouldn't even come up in what would you call conversation about, well, what can your child do for me? That sounds creepy in itself. Darnell, what are your thoughts?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute there. I had a brief delay. I was switching my headset.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Take your time.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. You do play that video quite a bit, but yeah,
I think
that
it's
is
important too.
Hey, and I understand that. You know, I'm not throwing shade on you on that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it does sound like a creepy, a creepy question. You know, and you know, it's just one of those things. You know, you do got to understand. You know, what is the context of? Always ask yourself, what is the context of the question, though.
Right.
You know?
And that's why I played it from the very beginning of this conversation, because before, if you notice,
Yeah.
I would play it closer to the ultra creepy parts, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I wanted to make sure it was in full context. I want to welcome Anthony Reeves to the stage as well. How you doing, Anthony?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day if you guys are fathers. Well, Darnell's not yet, or that he knows of, but
No, I'm not.
I'm not a father either, but I'll take the sentiment. Thank you.
Oh, very much. How about this? A happy potential Father's Day to both of you.
Thank you very much.
You
Happy Father's Day to you too, if you're a father.
I am.
Well,
Happy Father's Day to you, DJ Torch.
Thank you. I'm taking my bow. Okay, so Anthony, what are your thoughts on this video so far that I played?
Well, it's a disaster, and unfortunately, the only good thing about videos like this is understanding that Kevin went out the way he lived, which was basically he went out of failure. So basically, every piece of advice that he gives dooms black men to his fate.
Well said. Bars.
Can you elaborate on that, sir?
Can I elaborate on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So here's what I mean. And this is my own interpretation. Kevin seems to thrive on cruelty towards black women
Okay.
when he was alive. And most of his advice, whether intentionally or not, is done with the express purpose of either alienating black women
Mm-hmm.
or humiliating them. And the thing about his actual real life is that everything that he told black men and black women to do ultimately resulted in, well, if he tried applying those principles to his own life, he clearly failed, because doing what he asked you to do meant that he alienated his own family, his own children.
I actually believe he did. I believe he had kids, and he was a deadbeat father, if memory serves me correctly. I believe he was
Right,
a deadbeat father.
right. And the thing is that he died in a miserable fashion. You know, he died basically in the middle of having sex with, I don't know if it was a sex worker specifically or not, but he basically died, you know, with the very type of woman that he disparaged. So I can't look at his life and the outcome of his life and have any respect for him, because clearly things didn't work out for him all that well.
Yeah, if you would think that if we were as men, we would think that if we saw somebody fail like he did, obviously he wasn't paying attention to his health because of the way he did go out. You think like, hey, maybe this guy wasn't really on the, saying the right things. And then it should have been a huge red flag that this guy was supposed to be talking about how to get black women and black men together, but he himself bragged about having a harem of women. And I mean, don't get me wrong. This is not only him. It looks like that, Dr. Umar is doing a similar thing as well, where they are asking more of the women than they ask for of themselves or other black men, which is kind of dangerous. So yeah, that's how I feel.
I don't think he asked. I don't think he asked like more of women. I think as like I said, I was not a Kevin Samuels fan. I was more of a Fresh and Fit fan. But as I recall, Kevin Samuels, I mean, like I said, he got on both the men and the women, and he
Okay,
told
let me
black
pause you right
men.
there for 1 second.
Go
What
ahead.
I'm pressing
percentage?
X for doubt.
I'm
What
sorry.
Wait, what percentage do you believe did he get on men versus women? Like, do you believe it was 50-50? Do you believe it was, you know, 20% men, 80% women, 50% men, 50% women? What do you feel what the percentage was that he got on men and women?
I believe it was 50-50. The only thing was when it came to black women was some of the he never actually said black women, but let's face it, I think he was talking about black women. But I think it was his choice of words, his language choice of words, that led to it appearing like he was getting more on black women. But even so, it's one of those things you have to understand that um, you know just because someone says something, you can't get mad, because someone says, something, a critique of you. You know what I mean?
Well,
And
Okay,
Go ahead.
so basically it's like this. I, if I challenge you to go through, let's go through his prime years. You
Mhm.
know, I challenge you to go through his videos and see who he talks about the most. What I've seen a lot of these channels do, or to strengthen your, to make your argument, is they'll
Mhm.
look at his old videos, like when he was just starting off, right?
Mhm.
And they'll use the same amount of his new videos
Mm.
to prove that, oh yeah, look, it is 50-50. But really, quite honestly, Darnell, I would have to disagree that when I look at his body of work, I would
Yeah.
say that maybe 10% is focused negatively on men. And that's
Mhm.
only like, I mean, we're talking about a blue moon,
Mhm.
and it's usually his older material that you would see that. So I mean, I respectfully have to pretty much disagree, because when I was an average watcher of his show. I watched a lot of his stuff, you
Mhm.
know, and um, the more I watched, the less of a fan I became, to the point where I just found him downright disgusting. So it wasn't like I didn't give him a chance. I want to make sure that's clear.
Mhm.
Welcome, conscious mind, love. Rack girls in the house. Why is seeking knowledge in the house?
I
That's
think
my
it's also
point. I mean, to the
it.
point where I am. He it's almost like Kevin convinced me. A lot of people say, well, you're a Cynthia G fan, which I am. But it
Mhm.
was more of the conversations I heard from the red pill that convinced me that there was a problem with the red pill. Let's just put it that way. And
I
Anthony,
mean,
what do you think?
I was gonna say,
oh,
and I think it's also worth pointing out too that you are. I will give you one thing, which is that he did absolutely start off mainly by criticizing, men, particularly black men within the community, and holding us to account. But just like DJ said, I would say for maybe the first year out of his many years of being on the internet, that was the case, but it wasn't profitable for him.
yeah,
It
that's the
became
problem.
profitable.
That's the
Exactly.
problem.
That
Mhm.
it became once he turned his ire towards black women
Yeah.
more and more, he became profitable, and his personality and his quote wealth unquote came through off of the back of essentially humiliating black women. And there is a difference between humiliating and punishing black women and
Mhm.
actually criticizing them. You can criticize somebody in the spirit of wanting them to improve
Mhm.
without being
Right.
cruel, right? And his cruelty is what made him a popular figure, not just another, we'll say, self-help guru like he started off in the beginning. Once you
Yeah.
begin to actually profit off of the cruelty towards black women in particular,
Mhm.
the game changes, right? And you can't, it wasn't an equal opportunity thing. If he had continued to keep his neck on black men, he wouldn't be nearly as profitable and they'd be calling him a simp. And that doesn't make money.
Bar.
Yeah, that was a issue that I did notice, and it's not just Kevin Samuels. It's a lot of red pill content creators that that I've noticed. They when it comes to the money, you know,
Right.
they, I mean, my God, you know, uh,
But
well,
let me move
I'll
forward.
get into that later. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let
Go
me
ahead.
move forward a little bit more. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're a package deal. If you're a package deal, that's no deal. I'll be honest, it's a package deal, that's no deal, because let's say you and I were to get married, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say we have 2 kids together. Mm-hmm. And your child is 5. So 10 years from now, your daughter comes home and said, Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. What happens next?
The relationship will have to end.
Huh?
That's not something the relationship would end immediately.
Do you know how creepy? I mean, that I don't know if he really meant to be that creepy, but that's just something that you just don't bring up. That's literally SA he's talking about. He's literally talking about
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because your daughter said I looked at her getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. Kevin touched me, looked at me getting out of the shower. So that means I should never listen to it. That means I should avoid women like you, because off the rip, your desire to defend your child blew up you got two of my kids. And
I mean, the way that he's trying to manipulate this, she already had one perfectly good child before, and then she has a child by you, and then you're touching on her child, and she's supposed to be cool with that.
And the other thing about that too is that notice the phrasing of she blew up the relationship or she
Right.
blew up the marriage, not him essaying a
Right.
child.
Well,
None
but
of
again, he
what he
said,
did blew up anything.
but he also said that what if she just made the accusation, which means you can't say that, again, this is a fictional scenario here. You can't say that it actually happened. Just what if the accusation was made? Now, I understand the woman's point in the video. I understand her point that, hey, and if I put myself in her shoes, that, hey, if the accusation is made, I would probably have to end the relationship myself, if I was in her shoes, if the accusation was made. But again, it's an accusation. So you can't say that Kevin Samuels was saying that, okay, what if he did, do something inappropriate with your child? He didn't say that. He said, what if the accusation was made? What would happen? And she said, well, the relationship would have to end. So it's and it's one of those things that's a sticky that's one of those things. It's a sticky topic.
Right. Let me play a little bit more, and then we'll go on to the next clip. Here we go.
Off rip, your protective instinct says everything, including those other two kids.
No, the kids will go with her and she'll find somebody new. So it's not, I mean, if he's a creep, he's a creep. The thing is that I believe it's going, obviously, women, believe it or not, women have more logic than men usually when it comes to mothering or children, at the very least, if not in general. But she's not going to just believe her daughter off the cuff unless she knows that her daughter's telling the truth, and there are certain ways to tell whether a person's telling the truth or not. And a mother is going to know her children, son or daughter, better than most anyone, including the father. So if the daughter is truthful, yeah, she's got to end it.
Yeah.
The bottom
And I
line is
think it's also worth pointing out too that about maybe 5% of all accusations of SA or grape are actually legitimate false accusations. So the majority of the time they're not. So if
right.
children are actually saying something, more than likely it's best to keep caution in the wind. And it's not really even saying right off the gate that this person actually did this heinous thing right off the bat. Obviously there's going to be interrogation. You might have to get police involved. And like maybe it's not true, but the rate at which it is not true is so low as to be almost negligible. So if your children are saying something along those lines, especially if this child does not have a history of just making accusations off the top, if this is not a frequent thing they're talking about, but they understand their bodies and they understand the concept of consent and they've been trained to honor their gut instinct and their teachings about consent, which frequently isn't done within Black families for either boys or girls, which is a shame. But if they're actually taught consent, they're not just going to say things like this lightly. If your child is speaking up about something, more than likely it means that something is actually going on. And that even if it wasn't true at the end of the day, you still have to at least take the accusation seriously. But that being said, if the
Yeah.
child's saying something, more than likely there's some validity to it.
Exactly.
I do have to disagree with that, because I mean, I'll be honest with you, there are children, especially today, that lie. You know, I myself,
But,
for example,
but Anthony just said that, yeah, there are children that lie, but that's a negligible amount.
I wouldn't describe it as negligible, especially you know.
But okay.
No, I'm just speaking from, you know, and it has nothing to do with SA, but you know, just, you know, in the school systems and things of that nature, children lie about all the time about teachers that supposedly are mistreating them in the classroom, you know. And
I mean, I hate to say, but because I work for school districts, and a lot of it's true. So I understand,
yes,
though, they might want to get. The thing is this:
And
you
like when
bring
we talk about mistreatment, what are we talking about? Like, is like are teachers just being accused of, like, let's say, singling out children for bullying? Because there's levels to this, you know what I mean? Like, there's, you can be accused of things that are
hmm
not necessarily heinous. And yeah, I mean, children are not saints, but
yeah,
with that being said,
hmm
again, there's levels. Children can lie about teachers like bullying them, or children can lie about like them being singled out for mistreatment, but that's a
yeah,
different thing than, you know, this person was like eyeing me coming out of the shower,
hmm
or this person touched me inappropriately.
right.
yeah.
There's
That's
levels.
I mean, well,
okay. Let's go forward a
I
little bit further, and then I want to play the other clip, and then we'll comment on that. I don't want to go back and forth on this particular situation. Hold on. Here we go.
Understood.
Do you?
No, I
You said
understand.
the relationship would have to end. So what would you tell our two children?
Notice how he's using the word "our" two children when there's really three children, and one of them was technically accusing him of assaulting. So
That's a tough situation.
No, you said the relationship would have to end.
But
So I
it,
mean,
it would have to end because
notice how he's using manipulation to give her the guilt trip. I'm going to move forward, though. Here we go. This is going to be very interesting. Check this one out.
Respect. Y'all need to be like Candace Owens, because y'all ain't in this world. Like, seriously, you're literally the reason for the downfall of the Black community. That's a fact. You guys are the reason. You dumb bitches want to raise these Black men and then holler at the Black men when they do you dirty and leave you. You dumb bitches raise these men. You raise them. The only good thing that you Black bitches do is give birth to Black men. That's it. And then all y'all want to holler all the time. Every time women of any other race do anything, we want to be Black. Bitch, why the fuck would we want to be Black? You don't even want to be Black. Really? No. If I could come back and be Black, I'd be a Black man, not a Black woman. The fuck out of here. Why the fuck would I want to be a Black bitch for? You all are the most bitter, racist, crusty ass bitches I ever seen in my life. The only time you see Black women actually be classy, please, them days is over. Them Claire Huxtables, they don't exist anymore. There might be a little handful of women that like that still left, but the rest of you want to be like Suki Hana and Sexy Red, and you're nasty.
Damn.
Oh boy.
Whoa. I was gonna let a little bit more play through, but damn. This is
So
Karen. She's a loctician, which is a woman who puts locks in men's hair, I assume. And she's she's a Black male worshiper doing her thing. She just happens to be Caucasian. So let me get some opinions on it. Welcome, Susie Bear, and welcome, Bridget. Good seeing both of you.
wait, you said she's Caucasian?
She's
The woman that
Caucasian.
was just speaking?
Yes.
That did not
interesting.
sound like a Caucasian voice.
Let me show you her right now. That's her.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Of course.
Man. So
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, a Karen and a black male worshiper in one. That's a weird combination. I've never heard that before. You know? But let me go back to her spewing a little bit more. I'm just gonna play a little bit more of it because I think that we've got the gist. But here we go.
Full of women that like that still left, but the rest of you want to be like Suki Hana and Sexy Red. And you're nasty. Go wash your hair. Go change your sheets and go take care of your ass baby. You the mad one, bitch, and you gonna stay mad for the rest of your life. Me, I'm good. I'm straight. Been that way from day one. Yeah, stay jealous.
With millions watching.
Is she part Dominican or something, or?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think she's what she is. You know.
I mean, her voice. She just does not sound like an American white woman. I mean,
I've heard some Caucasian women sound like this. I mean, they just maybe they hang around in the hood or whatever, or they just want to.
I'm not sure whether she's got. I'm not sure whether she's got like what her actual ethnicity is. Doesn't really much matter to me. She is visibly non-black. That's all I really care about.
Bro, there's no such thing as visibly non-black. I mean,
if somebody can question whether you're black
let me
or not,
welcome New Diamond to the
then-
stage. New Diamonds to the stage. How you doing?
I don't know, bro.
I mean, no, I do agree with you. I do agree with you that I think she appears to be a white woman. The voice is just throwing me off. Like,
I don't know why y'all sitting there acting like it's something new. Like, stop it. Okay, it's 2024. Everybody knows that black men prefer the washed out vanilla cream. We all know that. Okay, so we ain't gotta pretend like it's a shock that we don't see a white woman with dreadlocks or a white woman with something. Let's not go there with some weave in her hair and stuff like that. So let's stop all that. Like
and you would be the expert. And you would be the expert on that.
I am definitely that. I am the expert on that, honey. Yes, the hell I am.
I know you are.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more. Here we go. So let me see.
I can. It's a time like this. I wish I could now.
Let me go. Okay.
Paid member, so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
I'm breathing in and out. I'm gonna do the best I can. It's a time like this. I wish I could channel the senator's grandmother. I really wish I could channel that wisdom right now. Said a lot. According to Taylor Iyanla, Black Chicago hairstylist, the Karen loctician Jamie Marie Smallwood of Florida was going off about Black women when Taylor said, white people and or Europeans didn't know how to wash themselves properly until the Moors taught them. This was in response to Smallwood saying Black women were dirty, not washing their hair as much as white women. After more racially vicious language via messenger and voice messages, Smallwood would eventually block Taylor, as many online would also step up to out Smallwood's rampant Karenicity. I'm disgusted. I want to put like some garlic or something around my neck, whatever I can to protect kryptonite something. Mother of Smallwood's husband even contacted Taylor via TikTok to say she no longer spoke with her son because of Smallwood. Mother wanted to apologize, however, for the vitriol and stated she didn't raise her son that way. The mother would even note the 48-year-old Karen was 18 years older than her 30-year-old son with kids his age.
Dang.
I try not to get in other people's business.
Man. So she already hit the wall in a Kevin Samuels term.
And here's the thing. I bring up the visibly non-white point to specifically say that this is the type of person that is capable of putting on the black scent, so to speak, putting on the, the black ghetto speak in order to appeal to black men with
Right.
no self-respect. This is the type of person that can go out into the world and calmly and carefully switch their identity depending on their audience. If she were actually sitting in front of white men and white women, she would know how to code switch. And if she were sitting in front of black men and black women, clearly she knows how to code switch to the black scent because she is capable of slipping in and out of that world, which
Right.
makes her disingenuous, which makes her not worthy of any respect. But this is common because unfortunately, lots of us as black men do not have the self-respect to say this kind of behavior in this speech is unacceptable.
You should probably not lash out at others when we're not sure about the stuff in your backyard, your kitchen, your purse.
By
Taylor
the way, Anthony, excellent points.
would go on to share almost several years worth of reviews from Smallwood's Facebook business pages that repeated how she was a bad-mannered, ignorant racist who liked black money but not black people, or breastfeeding mothers. Just look at it. Many reviews would point out horrible styling skills, a desire to be black. But was fine with black Americans being shot by racist cops and even allegedly using the N-word. She is another one, Senator, she's another one that isn't hiding who she is, Senator. So that Wolf Fox thing you talked about, your grandmother's saying, what do we make of this?
Yeah, the Wolf Fox, Minister Malcolm X, and Grandma More Nerd than the Brass A Monkey. Sharon, I'm telling you, I'm trying to keep it PG. I'm trying to keep it together. I just want to say to folks that just because somebody goes on a rant and they say that is a fact or these are the facts behind that rant does not make it the facts. She's the one that is jealous, obviously jealous of black women. And you know what? I understand. I do. Because mitochondrial DNA, mitochondrial Eve. Let me just go and break this down for folks like her who don't understand that genetically all life, and I mean all life, originated on the continent of Africa.
Sorry, it's
okay,
true.
Lucy, and she was named that because when they were digging up the artifacts, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, I think by the Beatles, was playing at the time, and that's why they named her Lucy. But I want this chick, because that's what she is, the ultimate Karen, to do a little studying, a little history. When you say you hate black women, you really hate your mama. Because we are, baby, not just because I'm saying it, the science backs it up. We are the prototype. That's number one. Number two, Black America, please. There are plenty of locticians who respect you and who you are and what you are in the world that you can go to. You need to put this chick out of business. And I don't usually say nothing like that, Sharon, but she took this too far.
Yep.
And to the black man, the young black man that is with this chick, you need to look in the mirror and reassess yourself. Now, I try not to get in folks' business, but now you done brought us into your business. Sharon and I got to jump in your business.
Yeah.
This woman is talking about your mama. And anybody, and I don't care who they are, what walk of life, how they roll, how they identify, if they disrespect your mama, then they don't deserve your love. It's something wrong with her, Sharon. She a hater and she is jealous and she is an anti-black bigot. Got me shaking my neck now because I got to put some emphasis on this thing.
Yes.
And she needs to be put out of business. But I do want this very special Karen to understand that truly black women are your mama too.
That's right.
Mitochondrial DNA.
You're Rivera, the senator, gave you the science. Okay.
All right. Any thoughts, Please tell me. Go for it.
I've given most of my thoughts already. This person is a bigot, and this is somebody who, again, just like Kevin Samuels, thrives off of her cruelty towards black women. And this is not somebody who is worthy of respect. And I do think that the black man who was dating this woman hates himself.
Yeah, it's clear. I mean, he's obviously it's almost like he literally chose her over his own mother. That's
And
weird.
it's weird, but it's also not surprising because, unfortunately, for good or bad or ugly, a lot of black men have a poor relationship with their mothers, right? And often, I mean, I've even dealt with this within my own family, in the sense that, like, I deal with siblings who have, for reasons both good and bad, have poor relationships to their mothers, to their black mothers. And the thing about it is when you have not gone to the root of, tell me if I'm wrong, DJ Torch, but I think that a lot of men who date women like this, who, again, are posers, who put on the black scent, who are, we'll say, attempted usurpers of black female identity. A lot of these black men, they go out of their way to not necessarily just ignore black women, but to show outright cruelty, saying that they're too loud, too ghetto, too this, too that.
Right.
And deep down, like, many of these same men are not shy about telling you that they hate their mothers and that they resent their mothers for their trauma and, for the various things that they experience. And honestly, sometimes it's justified, sometimes it's not, right? Um, but what I usually say about, men like this is I say, look, the thing is that you may have had a black mother that was abusive, that was extremely neglectful, that was not the best parent. Because, again, I'm not out here saying anybody's the same. We're all capable of good and evil. But with that being said, the thing I have to ask is, do you really think that black women as a whole are exactly like the way that your black mother behaved? And have you also asked yourself why your black mother was so, quote, difficult, unquote, with you? Was she stressed? Was she a single parent? And most of them are. Was she overwhelmed by the responsibility of taking care of children? Because it's not easy to take care of children by yourself as a single parent.
Right.
Have you interrogated why your black mother was so difficult and why she created as much trauma within the household as she did? Did she have the support system that she needed? Because if she didn't, it doesn't excuse her behavior, but understand that when black women are not supported, everybody suffers.
Right.
And that's not a reflection of black women as a whole. It's a reflection of her circumstances as much as it can be of her actual behavior. But in any case, don't blame black women as a whole for your singular experience. Black women are not a monolith. They're not the same. And it's not fair to paint black women with that brush. Also, the other thing is, like, this concept of black women don't wash their hair, they're nasty or too ghetto. The other thing is, where are you finding these black women? Because, I asked a sibling and a friend of mine the other day, because some of them constantly complain black women are this, that, and the other. And it's just like, where are you looking? I mean, if you want a clean black woman, you're not going on Tinder. You're not going to clubs. You may have to go to church. You may have to actually go to a different type of atmosphere. Where are you looking? Because if you're looking for the type of black woman you want, you're not going to keep going to places where you're finding these women that you say are unacceptable to you. What's your audience looking like? That's what I have to say.
Well said. New Diamond, you want to chime in?
Oh no, I said everything in the chat.
Okay, you so did. All right, I like to kick some shout outs out real quick. Shout out to Sugar Love in the house. Shout out to Indiana Mom, Bridget Mouton, the Rack Girl is in the house. Oye Tormenador Negro is up in the clouds. Why Seeking Knowledge? Always dropping that knowledge. Of course, New Diamond. Everybody's up in here. It's good to see everyone. Indiana Mom, Conscious Mind Love. Of course, we have Anthony and Darnell on stage. And of course, New Diamond on stage. Good seeing you. Let's keep this rolling. Let's keep it going. So
And
I'm glad.
DJ Torch, I'm gonna head out off this panel and get back to my studies. You take care, man. Everybody take care.
Anthony, thank you so much for coming up. Great knowledge, man. Great knowledge.
Have a good
Always a
one.
pleasure.
Have a good one, Anthony.
You too. And again, happy Father's Day, DJ Torch.
Thank you. I'm quite proud. All right, we're gonna switch it up. Here we go, guys.
Go faster, you weigh everything. You will convict Mr. Shannon as charged.
Please do your civic duty. Stop the madness. They have not proven any charge beyond a reasonable doubt. Sign the verdict form of not guilty on both so we can all go home.
And in the end, the jury sided with the former Illini star Terrence Shannon Jr. Today, he was found not guilty on 2 felony charges. Good evening. I'm Brandon Morano.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Back in December, he was charged with rape after he visited a University of Kansas bar. This whole week, jurors have heard witness testimony from both sides. That continued this morning with U of I assistant coach Tim Anderson and the basketball player himself. WCIA3's Amanda Brennan is live in our newsroom. Amanda, what happened next?
Closing arguments started around 1 p.m. and from there, the jury deliberated for almost 2 hours. Next, words from the judge wrapping up this case that we've been following for the past 6 months. In the next story, we've muted the victim and her friends' names from some of the quotes.
In the state of Kansas versus Terrence Shannon Jr., we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty of rape. We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty of aggravated sexual battery.
Those were the words the former Illini and his legal team have been hoping for since he was charged in December. That following an incident at the Jayhawk Cafe in September of 2023 after Shannon went to the Illinois versus Kansas football game. An 18, now 19-year-old said he inappropriately touched her under her skirt that night. That accusation led to this week's trial and some intense closing arguments. Ricardo Leal, the assistant district attorney, went first. He called the victim a typical college student, but the defendant...
Mr. Shannon, he's not the typical college student. He is the 6'7" captain of the basketball team. He's got the NIL deals.
Calling him the big man on campus.
He might as well be the king of the University of Illinois.
And saying she...
Oh, I need to kick a shout out to Eat, Pray, Yoga. Thank you for the $4.99 chat. She says, happy Father's Day, Torch. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for all the great content. I hope you enjoy your day. Thank you. I appreciate that, Eat, Pray, Yoga.
Shannon can get anything he wants.
And what he wanted September 9th of last year. It's a typical college student dressed to go out for a Friday night.
The defense went next.
This is not about Air Jordans or free stuff. This is about someone's life.
Mark Sutter continued to attack Lawrence police and Detective Josh Leitner.
He doesn't do a thing. The only thing he does is sit in his office and waits for to come in and talk to him and says, oh, you Googled him? You found him?
Sutter didn't like how the investigation was handled. Next, he focused on the DNA evidence.
There's no male DNA found inside or outside of the vagina. That blows the case out of the water. We should all walk in the jury room, vote, come back, and leave. But there's so much more.
Then he once again references Arterio Morris. He's the former Kansas basketball player who was dismissed from the team 2 weeks before this incident. That's because he was charged with rape, but that was later dropped. In the end, jurors sided with Shannon. His response so far, only this video.
You set the trend. Ooh, talk heavy, George. Because you don't want who God put in position to lead this generation. You don't want who God put in position to lead your family. You don't want who God put in position to break through and not break down.
We reached out to the Douglas County District Attorney, and the spokesperson says, quote, "It takes tremendous courage for a survivor of sexual assault to come forward. We will continue to pursue justice on behalf of survivors." Shannon's attorney just got back to us as well.
As they should. But at the same time, they should be diligent and professional. Let's put it that way.
They quote, "As we stated in September of 23, we empathetically denied these charges and waited for our day in court. That time has come. The jury has spoken and justice was served.
You're correct. It is a Caucasian woman.
The public owes Terrence Shannon Jr. an apology." Reporting in the newsroom, Amanda Brennan, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, Amanda, thank you so much. Now, Shannon's teammates responded to the verdict on social media. Coleman Hawkins said he was not celebrating the verdict because, quote, "I know who my guy is." He also said, "Imagine playing in front of sellout crowds with people saying the craziest things to you, and you're innocent. Extremely proud of my guy to be able to block out all of that noise and compete at an extremely high level." Marcus Damask and Luke Goody also both responded. Marcus saying, "Mood, go be great in the league family."
We have Terrence Shannon.
Okay, so
Jr., the basketball player, acquitted on those sexual assault charges. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Were there text messages? So here's my view on this, and I've said this from the Matariza thing, from everywhere. If somebody, I don't care if it's male to female, female to male, accuses you of a sexual crime, okay, that could, anyone, honestly, any type of crime, but this was going to ruin his life, okay, ruin it. This is a very, very big charge. And it is proven, you are found not guilty, but not just that, but it is found and proven beyond a reasonable doubt that there was nefarious reasons why this charge was brought up, right, to try and ruin you because you cheated on somebody or broke up with somebody. Then the person who made the accusation should have to serve whatever sentence he would have had to serve if he was found guilty. We've seen this with Sean Oakman. We've seen this multiple times before. I'm not saying just if you're found not guilty. I'm saying if it is proven that the reason you are found not guilty is because there is a nefarious motive by the accuser to ruin you for any reason. For any reason. So,
what are your thoughts?
Who's your question for?
Darnell, you can go first, and I'll let New Diamond go next. What are your thoughts on what this guy is saying?
Well, to be honest with you, I do agree with what the gentleman says as far as if you are filing false, SA accusations, there should be some kind of punishment for filing a false SA report. One, it makes it harder for the real victims of SA, to get justice. It makes it a lot harder. And two, the fact that you can, that there's no accountability for filing a false complaint. To me, it's not good for our justice system.
That's true. And Rackero brings up a great point. Melanated women need to stay out of Black men's business and let them live their own choices. And that's important. That's important because basically, I feel bad that this happened to this young man, but at the same time, Black women have put, in my opinion, have put enough their life on the line for Black men enough. So other Black men need to stand up for Black men. That's what needs to happen if a situation like this happens. That's how I see it. And it's ironic that the problem I have is it's ironic that most of these false accusations don't even come from, I won't say most. I won't say that, but let's just say a lot of false accusations. They are not. They happen in situations like this.
Mhm.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely, especially when it comes to athletes. I mean, come on, you know. Uh, if I mean, women, he usually has his pick of the litter when it comes to women. There's always going to be women that are going to be, uh, trying to get with him, you
Mhm.
know. So naturally, and when he, if he exercises his options, so to speak, and well, he didn't choose me, and I don't like that, so I'm going to ruin your life, kind of thing. I mean,
Well, the thing is this is that find love where you can find love, but obviously he didn't know that woman. I mean, he should. Well, number one, you can't. I guess we can't say it wasn't like a relationship or nothing. He didn't know the lady, but the lady just she Karened him. She basically Karened him. So you know, um, that's basically it. I'm gonna move on to the next clip. Here we go.
Young Jeezy obviously is somebody you collaborated with and you fuck with. He's trying to get legal custody of his daughter. He's only allowed to see her 8 times a year. As a dad, I know you sympathize with him on this matter. Obviously you've been through this shit at the highest level.
It's like we
Let
speak.
me pause it here. Usually, if a man is only able to see his child 8 times a year, something went down. So let's listen to what Kanye or Ye or Hitler, whatever he's calling himself these days. Let's listen to what he has.
On it, but we're not in a position to do anything about it. We need to put ourselves in the power to be able to police ourselves better, because right now we're just running through the system. I could speak on him, he could speak on me. I know when I was having issues seeing my kids, everyone speak up on my t-shirt, the pro-Trump hat. Anybody that spoke up on those things, that's what it is. They was put up.
It's funny to me that they even point to him for fatherhood because I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he's a musical genius, but as far as a father, I just don't think he's there
to do that.
This is why. How you gonna you want to be seen as a father, but then you're making your woman, your wife, walk around naked. I'm sorry, I'm not being old fashioned. That's creepy. Walk around naked. If there's nothing more demeaning than that. It's and to me, it's like what? It's crazy to me. Echo man. You can't really hear it. There she is. Guess what she was doing? Guess what she was doing? At least here, after she did the duty on the boat in public, at least she has some clothes on. I mean, doesn't he? I mean, the thing is this: it's bad enough that you don't that he doesn't respect his wife. That's horrible, right there. But at least respect your own image and the image of the men that you look like, and he can't even do that. That's just crazy to me. Well, everybody, happy Father's Day to Jeezy. Let's see what old Jeezy's has to say. Here we go. Let me
Now,
fast
I'm not
forward.
one that got and burned alone. He had people coming to his defense as well. One was been placed under seal. There was still drama brewing behind the scenes.
Let me go back a little bit more. This is from Chronicle Speaks, by the way.
Yes. So this never-ending divorce battle between Jeannie Mai and Jeezy has finally ended. The judge has granted them a divorce. So although the settlement, child support, child custody, spousal support, and property splits have all been placed under seal, there was still drama brewing behind the scenes. Jeezy's character was placed on full display in 110 pages worth of affidavits from Jeannie's friends, family, co-workers, and even the wife of the man who Mama Mai allowed to hold Monaco on the plane because he looked like young Jeezy. But Jeezy was not left on this shipwreck to crash and burn alone. He had people coming to his defense as well. One was his ex-wife and mother to his first daughter, Amara. This ex-wife is Marlette, and with the past that these two have had, what she had to say about Jeezy will surprise you. We will talk about this and much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. So from the moment Jeezy filed for divorce in September, I told you all that this divorce was going to get messy. Jeannie Mai went from trying to save her marriage and her family to an all-out war, insinuating Jeezy cheated. She tried to contest the prenup. Jeezy stated that she was trying to gatekeep the baby. She showed Jeezy walking around the house like a no-limit soldier that left guns around. And lastly, she stated that he was an abusive husband and was very controlling. Now, of course, Jeezy took his shots back at Jeannie Mai, questioning why she would even want to have a second baby via in vitro if things were so bad. He even stated that Jeannie packed up their entire home and left with the baby without even telling him, as well as questioning Jeannie Mai's mother, Mama Mai's grandmothering skills. Again, this was an all-out war, which has now ended with a settlement and a divorce, and the details of the settlement have all been sealed by the court at the request of both Jeannie Mai and Jeezy to protect their daughter, Monaco, from finding out about these things in the future. Now, one thing they did not seal were these character statements. Now, both Jeannie Mai and Jeezy came to court with character statements from both friends and family. Now, while Jeezy's character statements strictly pointed to the type of man he is, Jeannie Mai's character statements praised her as a mother, wife, friend, co-worker, sister, but they showed Jeezy as this husband who wasn't there for either of his daughters, who abused Jeannie Mai physically, mentally, and emotionally, causing her to no longer be able to swallow food, dropping from 130 pounds to a jaw-dropping 100 pounds. It was a lot. And again, this is 110 pages of documents, and I went through each and every page because I wanted to be able to bring you the news. No one else is talking about this. Now, the first affidavit I want to read is from one of Jeannie's friends, who happens to be Allison. Allison and Jeannie met at an anti-human trafficking event in 2010. They became good friends. Allison moved from Los Angeles to Nashville. Jeannie rode with her. They were ace boon coons. Now, a part of her affidavit goes on to say this. On the night of Saturday, March 4th, 2023, parked outside the Sky Rock Hotel in Sedona, Arizona, I heard words I never imagined I would hear from my radiant friend. Her husband, Jay, had physically assaulted her on numerous occasions. Jeannie wept as she spoke these unthinkable words. I was speechless. During the years prior, I watched Jeannie's unconditional love for Jay deepen and blossom. She was committed to her husband, to her marriage, and to her family with a relentless love unlike any I had ever seen. Jay became a friend to me over the course of their marriage, texting me with elation the day their daughter was born and telling me that his love for his wife had never been greater. Just 3 weeks after their daughter's birth in January 2022, Jay physically assaulted Jeannie for the first time. As their marriage unraveled into the spring and summer of 2023, I spoke to Jeannie nearly every day. I witnessed her undergo physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. I watched her wither under the hand of an intensely controlling husband. Some days he was the man that she had fallen in love with, sharing effusive messages of his deep, committed, and unyielding love for her up until the very week of his divorce filing. Other times he would stonewall Jeannie for weeks on end, ignoring her and avoiding her in their own household. He would regularly obsess over where she was, who she was with, and who she was speaking to, which led Jeannie to rarely leave the home or to see people in Atlanta. I listened as she wept on our phone calls, never sure if she would experience his love or his wrath on any given day. She cried as she made the decision to pause her IVF medication, knowing they weren't healthy enough as a couple to welcome a second baby. Day after day, my once confident and self-assured friend was terrified of any wrong word she might say or could have said. I watched as she overanalyzed every interaction with her husband and withered physically, dropping from 130 pounds to under a skeletal 100 pounds, losing chunks of hair and degrading the bone in her jaw from the stress. She would dress in baggy clothes to hide the weight loss and the bruises. When we were together,
Damn, this is all bad. So, because remember now, on high profile cases like this, they have researchers, not like they just believe what this person is saying.
I could see every sharp bump in her vertebrae. She would gag when she tried to eat, every bite a physical struggle to swallow. Her emotional pain was so severe
Life of living with a high value man.
that she would frequently dry heave and vomit. Her ENT doctor, upon examining her, said her inability to swallow was emotional. The doctor brought in his wife, closed the door, and asked if she was being abused. As a friend, it was devastating to watch Jeannie suffering. Amidst the fear, the confusion, and the physical abuse, Jay hitting, choking, and pushing her down the stairs, Jeannie was frantic to save her marriage and maintain a stable home for their daughter and stepdaughter. It was as if she was drowning, flailing, and grasping at the sides of a boat of which her husband stood looking down at her. She would call me
Hey,
regularly.
We're running out of role model. Well, we never had it.
To discuss strategies for their therapy calls and pathways to heal from the abuse. How could they make it better? How could she be a better wife? I watched Jeannie fight with her life for her family, even when most women would and arguably should leave a marriage. I was on the phone with Jeannie when she learned through a news article that Jay had suddenly filed for a divorce. That week, when she found Jay's assault rifle,
I think we've heard enough. So, yeah. Look at that. Look at them docs. If you want to see the detailed amount of the docs, definitely visit Chronicle Speaks. She's got it all. I don't want to play all 30 minutes of them. But I just find it interesting that another pillar of our community has let us down once again. First it was Diddy. No, first it was R. Kelly, then Diddy, and now Jay. And now it's going to be somebody else. It might be Jay-Z next. Who knows? Wow. Anyway, happy Father's Day, Jeezy.
What's up, you guys? So, the last time we all gathered around to discuss the messy divorce drama between Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, Jeezy had requested full custody of their daughter Monaco, claiming that Jeannie was too busy working to care for their child anyway, and that her mom and her brother were actually raising their daughter. Now, just 9 short
Good point, Indiana mom. Chris Brown, too.
days later, Jeezy is backtracking and has decided to vacate his request for full custody and instead aim for joint custody. So he is all over the place. He's all over the place in this court case. And I read y'all's comments that he is just trying to avoid paying child support, paying the full amount of child support. So we're going to get into that in this video. But first, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and everyone click the thumbs up.
He has not been the best person to his kids. Let's just put it that way. And so this decision not to treat his new baby perfectly is consistent. I'm just going to get right into it. I just wanted to finish that part off there. But now we're going to debate whether this young lady here is a black male worshiper. The BMW. I thought it was a car. It's actually something else. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Hello? Hey, Kendra. Have you been here before?
Wait.
Yes, I have. What you got an update for me, Mama? Yes, I do. What's your update? I was here maybe I think it was 2 years ago because I was 56. I'm 57 now, but I'll be 58 at the end of the month. But yes, I have an update. I'm waiting. I'm listening. Okay. I met this gentleman on your show. He came on your show. Maybe it was on his birthday because when I watched it, I said, "Oh."
Shout out to Act Natural Under Pressure and thank you. Yeah, definitely get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Here we go.
Wow, he has the same birthday as my best friend, right? So I thought that was nostalgic. You know, I'm always into messages, you know. So I hit him up, and I didn't think he would, call me because I didn't think nothing of it. But he hit me off in my DM. I said, "Well," I said, "Okay." He said, "Is this you?" And he put a picture up of me that was on it was on my Facebook page, I believe. And I said, "Oh, laugh out loud. Yeah, that's me." So from then on, and I noticed that he put under my picture, he put beautiful. I said, "Oh, snap." So I was like, okay. So we started talking. And we've been talking since his birthday, which is in November 4th, because he has the same birthday as my best friend, like I said. And, and I'm going to meet him tomorrow. Well, okay, let me backtrack. So you've been talking since when you were on the show 2 years ago or November of last year? I was talking to him since November 4th. Well, he was on the show November 3rd because the next day was his birthday. Okay, but I'm trying to figure out what year. Last year, 2023? Last year. Okay. Yes. Have you met him in person at all? No. Oh, so you're going to meet him in person for the first time tomorrow? Yes. So have y'all FaceTime? Yes. Okay. Yes, we've done that. We at one time we were talking to each other on the phone every day, and he's, he loves the same things I love, right? Because I'm into real estate, he's into real estate, and I said, wow, he likes the same things I like too. So I said, oh, this might be a catch, right? So, but I didn't really think nothing of it too tough, until I hit him up, and then we've been talking ever since. So he invited me yesterday to the slingshot event because he has a slingshot. And when he was on your show, he showed you a picture of his slingshot. But well, let me ask you, do you want to keep his name anonymous? Because I don't remember right now. Do you want to tell me who it was? Timothy Dwayne Moss. Timothy Dwayne. He was on my show November of last year. Yes. Did I make him a highlight? You made him a highlight. Okay. Yes. And what did he come on? Did he come on the Facebook platform? Do you remember what platform? I believe it was Facebook, but I'm not sure.
Uh-oh.
But I made him a highlight. And how old was he?
Right, girl.
Oh boy. He just turned 51. Hey, baby.
Timothy Dwayne Moss.
Timothy, where you calling me from, babe?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Why is his eyes closed?
How old are you, Timothy?
I'll be 51 tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
That's a Scorpio, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What you do for a living, Timothy?
I agree, Rat Girl. She's too excited to see this Dusty. Yeah.
I'm a garbage man.
Okay.
What the? Okay, I'm back.
Man,
I'm a
garbage man make good money.
I'm a business owner. I own my own garbage business and demolition company.
Okay. But I heard garbage man make good money.
I'm a garbage man.
Oh, I remember him. He was weird.
Yes, I have 5.
Are they all by the same woman?
No. 4 kids' mother. 4 kids' mothers. I raised my 2 boys.
Have you ever been married?
Twice.
That's true.
4 kids' mothers? So he's saying he has four women with 4 kids, I guess. That sounds responsible.
What kind of woman you looking for now, look? He'll be 51
Well,
tomorrow.
yes. I'm the type of guy that I believe in. I don't need no woman to stay home for me. I don't need no woman to do cooking, cleaning. I need someone that want to be wanted. You know, I want you to be like, hey, you do what you do. We come together and we make this work out for each other. You know, I don't want to be like, you know, I pay all the bills and you should do this. And no, I want to walk with you. I don't want you to walk behind me. I don't want you to walk on the side of me. I want to walk together. And if we can't walk together, then I don't need you. You know, so I don't want you to feel like my money is your money and your money is my money. We have our money and we put money together and have fun together. I like
that means
all
that
that.
he wants
Oh,
to
okay.
black women.
So he doesn't want. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said that that's just him saying that he's gonna take her money, everything that she's got, and go make
Yeah.
it his. That's what he meant when he said that.
Yeah.
Because more than likely he ain't got nothing. That's that 50-50 when they don't even have 5. You know what I'm saying? So
I already feel sorry for this woman. She's she's yeah, right, girl. Plantation.
oh
Yeah,
my
50,
God, that's
man.
he ain't got 2 cots.
Natural woman. I don't need all the extra hair. It's pretty and all to everybody. You know, it's pretty. It's pretty. But we have our preference because I don't mind running my fingers through the hair. And I don't want to run my fingers and be sitting there going like, you know, but, you know, we all have our own preference and, you know, what we
Oh
like.
my
And I just
God.
like all natural women. I love camping. I am a full-time camper. I live in an RV. I'm actually at my shop right now.
Oh, hell no.
He lives in RV.
I travel around the world.
Yep. I mean, she's gonna drive 7 hours to see this guy. Well, the question I have is why is she driving 7 hours to see this guy?
Desperation. If that's the case, desperation
Yeah.
and low self-esteem, no self-esteem, no self-value, no self-worth. That's what that is. I had a ninja tell me the same thing. Now you think I'm going to drive somewhere to see you for excuse me, just to come see you? And he's broke and he was lying, and I already found out because ninja's not too smart. You know what I'm saying? So I done found out that you broke living with your mama. Okay, and you want me to come and see you for what? 2 seconds of what? Some nasty. You know what? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got four baby mamas. He's a garbage man, which is nothing wrong with that. But when you mix that in with the 4 baby mamas, that's why he's in a trailer. That's why he can't. He's got 4 kids at least.
Yes, I've met them. I've met them. I know yeah, I've met some. I've met them that said they had 4 baby mamas, but I asked them, were they providers? Were they taking care of their children? You know, like you bragging about how many kids you got from 4 different women, but are you providing? No, because you don't have nothing. I'm looking at you now. I can tell you broke. And I can tell you broke because you just asked me for 75 cents on top of that. And then you're going to turn around and you're trying to flirt with me. And then you got 4 baby mamas, but you can't afford 75 cents. You know what I'm saying? And then now you try to flirt with me. And if they don't know my tea, you try to talk about some babies. What is going on here? You know what I'm saying? So this is why I say I understand the psychology of black men and both black women. What I don't understand is what's wrong with black women. Because it's like truly y'all can see this nonsense. Like you ain't gonna tell me that y'all can't see this nonsense. At this point, you are choosing to do this. You are choosing to accept this toxicity yourself. You can know it's too much information. You have too much experience. We hear you complain every damn day for the past 20 years. Okay, so by now you are choosing this. You can't call them dust bucket and then you go get with the dust bucket.
Oh, we
It
get
doesn't
some
make
good
sense.
jokes up in here. Iyanla Vanzant says he doesn't have the credit to buy or rent or buy a home. He bought a used RV and lives in a Walmart parking lot. And then Bridget says, I'm sure they know how to whip it on you. They need a place to stay. Right, girl, he doesn't have gas money. Oh man. And hey, y'all are on point. You're on point. Sorry, we are not taking care of your children. He looking for a stepmother for his sons. Bars, sugar love. Yep. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
I go where I
Oh,
want to
wait, so
go.
you don't have an apartment or a house?
A house? No.
Oh.
I have three RVs. Two of them I rent out like B&Bs, and one of them I live in and I travel with. Put like this: I got marble floors, I got fireplaces, I got twin beds, I got king size bed, I got a stand-up full shower. I got everything your house got in. I'm like this. I tell
No,
everybody.
you're not really. You're forgetting about the other 3 rooms, like a living room, a dining room, a full kitchen. I'm sorry. I've been in RVs. They can be beautiful. They're great for traveling. Okay, but to compare them to a home, no.
Up front how I am and the things I like and the things I do. If that's something that you're not down with, don't come and play the game and then try to change it in the game.
And he did come on again to give you an update, but it was brief. And you was kind of short with them because I sometimes you just cut them right on off, right?
Well, let me ask you a question. Was he giving me an update about you?
No, he was giving me an update. I don't know what he was giving an update about, but he didn't finish. It got cut off because his Wi-Fi kept Wi-Fi.
Well, his Wi-Fi, I didn't cut him off. His Wi-Fi cut him off.
Yeah, well, either way, it got cut off.
Okay.
He didn't finish his story because I was curious because at first he said he didn't meet nobody, and I'm like, okay, you ain't meet nobody. So I was in my feelings, a little bit.
Did you bring it up to him?
Yeah.
And what he said?
I did. Huh?
What did he say?
He said something, but it was one of those answers that is not really clear. You know what I mean? Somebody will give you an answer to a question without giving you an answer to that question that you want. You might want the yes or no, but they go all the way around. To me,
yeah. But yes, this could be true. But as sensational Black women such as we are, you can get clarity.
All right, girl. Oh, here comes the BMW. You cut off my cake. Yeah. Oh man, that was.
So why did you get the clarity of the question?
That's a good question.
But either way, you're excited about meeting him tomorrow.
I'm excited.
It says, "Child, save your gas, please." I hope she changed her mind. I really do.
I really am.
Because he lives where? Where do you live? Where do you live? Right.
He's in Cincinnati, Ohio.
And your name is Audrey, right?
Audrey.
Hey, Audrey, where do you live?
I live in Concord, North Carolina.
So are you flying there?
No, I'm driving.
How many hours?
It's 7 hours.
7? Where?
Driving 7 hours to meet somebody. That is pretty close to. Let me just keep playing.
Man, I used to drive because I'm from New York. I used to drive from here to New York, and that was 12 hours. And I don't mind. I kind of would rather do that than fly sometimes.
Let me ask you this: why couldn't he come meet you first? And where you live again?
I live in Concord.
But what state is that?
North Carolina.
So how come he couldn't come meet you first?
That's a good question. You can get him on the phone and ask him.
No, you know him more than I know him. Why didn't you ask him that question?
It didn't. Well, actually, to be honest, our schedules don't mesh where he actually could come because he works all the time. So and I understand that, you know, actually I admire that of him. So he works a lot, you know. Only work I do, I don't work, I'm retired. And the only work I do is I pick my granddaughter up from school every day. And that's what I do.
Okay.
You know, but
so when you get out there, are you staying in a hotel? Where are you staying?
in his RV.
Oh, he has an RV?
Yeah, that's the one with the
RV.
RV.
Is he the one? Okay, I'm trying to remember. Is he the one that lives in
Right, girl, you can see in her face. Ooh, Loretta, a man gave me attention on Facebook, and I'm gonna go try to see. That's probably exactly how she says it, right? Let's see it for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do remember the guy that was on my show and that lives in an RV. Okay.
Yes, that's the guy.
Okay, so I remember now because he's one of a kind. He's the only guy that ever lived in an RV. Listen, I want to hear an update. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like you driving 7 hours.
There you go. Thank you, Kendra. Thank you.
Well, you know, I don't mind. I actually,
you know what? And that's really all that matters. If you don't mind, and that's all that matters.
Well, no, the problem is that she doesn't mind driving 7 hours for. That's a problem. That's not I'm sorry. That's a long ways to drive. I mean, he should be driving to see her. He's the one who's got a damn RV, right? Aren't they built for long trips? Oh, I think it's back to the comment about not having gas money. Because that's desperate. Yep. Everybody, I think if you think she's desperate, please put a 1 in the chat. If you think she's being desperate, put a 1 in the chat. 2 if you disagree. If you think that it's okay for her to drive, 7 hours to go see somebody, you put a 2.
don't mind. Actually, I like driving like cross country, if you will, but it's not cross country. It's only 2 states over.
Okay.
You know, I don't mind.
Okay.
So well, see, maybe we'll call you Saturday.
Yeah, call me and make sure. Do he know? Real quick, do he know that you called me to tell me this much information?
No, I ain't tell him. But he kept saying we need to give Kendra an update.
Okay. Well, listen, call me this weekend if you can.
Okay.
Okay.
Bridget says that the lonely drive back is going to wake her up. Yep.
Well, keep me posted how this goes.
That's if she has a car. He'll probably make her sell her cars just so she can pay some of his bills.
I will.
All right. Bye, baby girl.
Bye. Love you, Kendra.
You know what I love about year 4? This is my 4th year of doing this. A lot of updates because,
Okay, let me stop right there. Rat Girl says, I drive across country for dust. Don't try to stop me. I guess we could assume that she is, a BMW. I hope because this was 7 days ago. So I want to hear the update. I want to hear the update to this. I hope Kendra has her back on the show or him, the garbage man, to see what the results were. But I don't have a good feeling about it, to be honest with you. Not at all.
I definitely don't. So.
I mean, I'm not putting. Let's put it this way: I'm not putting any odds on this. Let's put it that way. Well,
no.
I definitely want to finish this off with the father on Kendra. So let's go. Let's go with the fathers. This guy has a dad of 5. Here we go.
Hello?
Hey, Kendra, what's up? How you doing? Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, baby. I want to make sure your light is good. It could be my light. Let me see. I can work with this. What's your name, love?
My name is Gerald, Gerald.
Gerald?
Yes, Gerald.
Gerald, where you calling me from, babe?
I'm calling you from Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, the light is just like, it's not bad. Just want the light in your face opposed to your side. I can work with it though.
You can work. Okay.
Well, okay, can you bring that light to your in front of your face? Can it move to the front, like behind your phone? Can that light get behind your phone? Is that possible?
Yeah, I can do it like that. Hold on one second.
You can do that. That would be.
Hold on.
They want to know: are you in an attic?
Yeah, I'm in the attic actually.
Oh, why are you in the attic?
Yeah. Oh, that's my room actually. I'm in the attic.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you for accepting my request, Miss Kendra. I appreciate it.
Okay. Again.
So he's currently living in an attic and he's looking for a woman. Already that's like, bro, your goal is to do what you need to do to get out of the attic, then look for a girlfriend. And what happens in these situations is this. He's looking for a girlfriend to get out of the attic with by living at her place, not by providing a place. His mom's attic. Oh my God.
That was good. Let's see. You're welcome.
Can you see me better now?
Yes.
Okay.
But lean forward so we don't get. Okay, this is good.
Okay.
There we go. All right, Gerald. You live in Maryland, honey?
Yes, I live in Maryland.
How old are you, babe?
I'm 38 years old.
38. And what you do for a living?
I'm a driver. I drive for a living.
You drive for Lyft. Okay.
Yeah.
You have any children?
I do have children.
How many kids?
Three boys and 2 girls.
You have 5 kids.
5 kids. Yes, I do.
How old are your children?
Happy Father's Day.
My children are 22, 21, 16, 11, and 8.
Are they all by the same woman?
Not all by the same woman.
How many women?
4.
4. Have you ever been married?
Never
He's
been.
a Lyft driver with 5 children to take care of. That he's probably not. But he's looking for a woman. Ladies and gentlemen, any situation like this, he's looking for somebody to take care of him and his kids. Run for the hills.
I'm ready.
Okay, why don't you settle down with any of your children's moms?
I'm not gonna lie. When I was young, I was still stuck in my dog ways, like Drake said. I was in my doggy days, so I had to get all that out of my system. And
It sounds like to me he's still in the doggy days.
I grew up, I became mature, became more wise, and right now I'm just trying to live a good, noble life.
Okay.
Trying to live.
Tevin,
Trying to live
take
a good, noble life.
Tevin, you always trying to compliment. Tevin, you can't compliment me, okay? You might take yourself somewhere and find you a cucumber to suck on. You cannot come for me, Kevin, okay? I know what the hell I am. Do you know what you are? Since you worried about what I am all the time, and since you always got the LGBT in your mouth, it sounds like you're the one that's sucking more cucumber than I am. Because I don't even bring that up much as you do in this chat. So go fucking take your mouth and worry about your LGBT up in your mouth, because you're the only one that brings it to this chat. So what? And guess what?
Okay, wait. We can't. I don't mind you getting in your 2 cents, but that's about $5.50.
No, where he started, and he always starts the DJ. So like I said, if you don't want to start it, then don't start it. Come to my channel then, and Tevin, come to mine, and we can go back and forth if you want to.
Hey, that's a damn good idea. That would be cool. That would be cool. A debate. Tevin, you should do that. You should go to New Diamond and have a debate with her. If you have a problem with her and she wants to have it out with you, I think that's a dang good idea.
I don't run. Come on, let's go. You always got something to say in secret. So listen, I on my channel, I go in. So come on with it.
Tevin, if you're down for that, if you're down for that, let us know in the chat, and she'll schedule something up. Here we go.
So we got Gerald. What's your zodiac sign, babe?
I'm a Leo.
Leo. So we got Gerald, Maryland, 38, Leo, driver for Lyft, dad to 5, by 4 women, never married. What kind of woman you looking for now?
Wow. The older I get, I'm kind of looking for a woman that take the time to
Will get me out of this attic.
they like to be patient, go out on some dates, somebody that's real, somebody that give me good energy, because that energy, it mean a lot, in these days for
Yeah,
somebody to have that energy.
when we get serious, you can come up to our attic and you can meet my mom because I stay at my mama's house. And
To be able to conversate, give you the time of day, communication, the loyalty, everything there. Just somebody that's just is real, a mature woman.
Okay. Now, what are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers, I can't do girls with little babies and baby father drama.
wait
That
a
is def-
minute. Wait a minute. I didn't hear that right. I didn't. I must have missed something because he's got 5 kids.
breakers. I can't do girls with little babies and baby father drama. That is definitely a deal breaker.
Now you got 4 baby mamas. You got
Yeah.
any baby mama drama?
I don't have no baby mom drama, to be honest. No, none at all. I actually take care of my kids. I'm a good dad. Another deal breaker is I can't do women that's on drugs. Like, I don't smoke weed. I quit weed about 4 months ago to try to better myself. So any girls that smoke, I
Crying.
don't mind the weed smoking every now and then, but not making that the number one priority for you to, not pay your rent, pay your bills, and smoke all day, every day. Any girl
You are in your mother's bro. You are in your mother's attic.
that's on that other drugs, Molly, boot, dipper stick, cocaine. I don't.
See, you have to be. See, the thing is this: what he's telling you is the life that he used to live, or that he is trying not to live, but he's sort of living it. Because all of that stuff, talking about mollies and everything like that, that's all masculine shit. That's all masculine shit.
That's a deal breaker. A girl that think that is very arrogant is a deal breaker for me as well. That knows it all, and it's a lot come with that.
Okay. Is there a TV on in the background?
Oh, no, it's no TV. I don't got a TV in the background.
Okay, I thought I heard something.
Yeah,
Lord of Leon sent $5. I'm not sure if you
That's his mom yelling at him.
want to tell us, but he wanted to know whose attic you're in.
Oh, I'm in my room actually. It's my attic.
Okay. So do you are you living with people? Is this your place?
Yeah, I'm living with somebody right now.
Got you. Okay, fair enough. All right. So those are your deal breakers. Do the woman gotta look a certain way?
I don't do big girls. It's just not my forte.
He's in an attic and he's being picky. That's really interesting.
Don't do young girls either. I like women that's a little older than me.
Well, of course, somebody's got to take care of you.
But in particularly, I don't really discriminate on race, if they white, black, Spanish. I'm actually half Spanish and half black. I'm born in Central America, Panama.
Okay. Now, what's the age range you want to date? You said you want somebody older than you. You're 38.
I'm looking for like 40 and up.
40.
He's looking for a sugar mama. It's straight up. Come on. He's looking for a sugar mama.
And up. Okay. Should she be in Maryland?
Close by. I mean, as long as the distance is not too far to drive back and forth. Also, one thing I got to add on my deal breaker is I don't like bisexual women. I can't do bisexual
Picky for somebody in an attic. I swear.
Women. They have to be straight.
Have you dated a bisexual woman before?
My ex-girlfriend was actually a bisexual girlfriend. She was bisexual, and I can't do that. It's a deal breaker for me.
Deal breaker for you.
Did
Fair
you
enough.
leave her with the kid?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, deal breaker for him. All right, so Gerald, it's time for the Kendrick Cam.
Oh, Kendrick Cam. Hold on. I'm about to put my phone a little low so you can see. I'm like 5'8" and 151 pounds right now.
5'8", okay.
5'8", 150, 150. Damn, he's skinny.
I hear something in the background. Okay.
Sorry, that's my nephew. My nephew playing the video game.
Oh, okay. He's playing a
I'm
video game in the attic?
Yeah, it's 2 rooms in the attic where I'm at.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, all right, we see you, Gerald.
Yeah, I'm a little tatted up.
We see you, boo.
Crazy. Check out my scully cut. It's my real hair and everything.
Okay. Gerald.
Yeah.
All right. So, when was your last relationship?
I just got out of a relationship not too long ago, and I've been single for about a month now.
Okay. Now, Gerald, you know my cousin's gone cousin.
DJ.
Okay. So, you're familiar with my show, I'm assuming, right?
Wait, sorry, say again?
Oh
I
no,
thought-
I'm just cracking up laughing at this because I'm like this dude here. He's in the attic with his nephew. He sure this
Right.
can't be real. You know, God, he in the attic with his nephew and on a dating show. And he looks like he's sitting there waiting for somebody to come up and tuck him up in his bed, like reading a bedtime.
Act natural under pressure. I weigh 3 more pounds than him. I mean, I guess he was on that crackhead diet. Let's Plateau. Welcome. It's good seeing you. Shout outs to Indiana Mom. Let's Plateau. Why you seeking knowledge? Rat Girl is in the house. The Rat Girl's in the house. Act natural under pressure. Sugar love. Bridget's here. A new diamond on stage and in chat. Man, we were having some fun up in here tonight. Here we go.
Right?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So Lord of Leon, he sent me $10 to say this to you. He said, respectfully so, tell this man I paid to tell him to get out of someone's attic and focus on raising your kids.
Yeah.
I had my kids.
He
are
just
actually
said,
older.
wait a minute. Listen, you guys got to hear this one more time. This is really telling.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So Lord of Leon, he sent me $10.
Okay, this is Lord of Leon. So it's a man talking to a man. It's going man to man. Here we go. And Let's Plateau, you nailed it. Hey, DJ, I think he's another spectrum disorder.
Say this to you. He said, respectfully so, tell this man I paid to tell him to get out of someone's attic and focus on raising your kids.
I had my kids are actually older.
So that means no, he's not going to raise his kids. Now his kids are older, but you still raise your kids. Number one. Number two, he has younger children too. He has an 11-year-old and a 7-year-old or something like that. What about them? And he just immediately, did you see him nod his head no, like hell no? That's crazy. Happy Father's Day. Let's play a little bit more.
So my kids, some of my kids live with their mom. My oldest, my second youngest son, he live with me, and
So
he just got off work.
basically, this is it. This is what's going on. He made the kids, but he's not going to raise the kids. He's made that clear. He's looking for somebody else to make pregnant. That's what he's going to do. I guarantee you. This is 4 months old. I guarantee you he's got another kid in somebody's stomach. That's what's going down. That's what's going down. He's basically a baby maker, but not a baby taker. That's what's going down. Welcome, Majestic. He is here to make kids. He is living in an attic, and he's a Lyft driver with 4 kids, 2 of which he still needs to pay child support for. He's not ready for I'm pointing it out more so not to clown him, but to point out to any woman who might think about him as a partner. Oh, hell no. He doesn't even want to take care of the kids he has. If he puts one in you, you really think he's going to take care of yours? I think I'm going to make a live stream, Attack of the Impregnators or something like that. Yeah. So it's funny because it came so natural to him to actually literally say, no, I'm not going to take care of any kids. And that's how a lot of these men think.
So, but I do take care of my kids, though. Definitely do.
He takes care of his kids.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He can't. He doesn't. He's lying straight to your face. The other kids are grown, right? And the two smaller ones, he just said, the guy just gave him the best advice. You should get out of the attic and take care of your kids. You would think his response would be, oh, yeah. You know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get out of here and build a home for my two little kids. He didn't say that. He said no. He said, hell no. He said, hell no. You know, that's what he's, you heard it from him. You got to believe somebody when they say stuff before they clean it up, because that's the real shit.
I forgot to ask you this question, Gerald. Does the woman have to make a certain amount of money?
To be honest, as long as they don't really have to make a certain amount of money. More like I make like 60,000 a year. So
I don't know about that.
But if they at least make like between 35, 45, like minimum.
No, I'm going to run with that. Let's say he does make 60 a year. Okay. And I guess that's gross. Let's just say he makes that gross 60. You pay taxes on that. You just 1099 in it because, you know, you got to pay your taxes for, you know, whatever. Right. So he's taking home, let's say 55. I'm going to be very generous. 55. Then he's got two kids to take care of, supposedly two kids to take care of. A child a year cost about $10K a year. That's just basics for basics. Because think about it. A kid can eat up easily about, you know, $500 a month of food or whatever. Take them out a little bit, you know, buy some clothes for them and stuff. You know, you're looking at about $1,000 a month for, you know, to take care of a child. Children are expensive. So think about it. Think about, so that's like, you're looking at, maybe if you're lucky, that's 20. So you subtract 20 from that. That's why he's in the attic. He can't even afford his own place. If you can't afford your own place, you really can't afford to have a woman. But what they're doing is they're having the women take care of them. And then they get mad at the woman for taking care of them. Then they're calling a woman masculine for taking care of them. A grown man who's nearly 40. That's what's going down. Let's say, why is he up here lying? 60K means not in poverty, technically. Yeah. So he's in the attic because he wants to be. Right, exactly. Nobody wants to be in no attic. No. Not in that. Not in that one. You could tell that his head will literally is hitting the top. He's 5'8", right? 150 pounds, and he's nearly hitting the top of that attic.
And that's not really a problem for as long as they're able to put stuff on the table. If you know we go on a date or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that natural right. 60K is just food.
Let's spend here some time here, because you know I know life happens. Life has happened to me throughout life, and I speak about that. It wasn't always the life that I'm living right now. This has been a journey to get to this point, but this is going to be a conversation about you staying in someone's attic. So, what is the plan? Is the plan for you to eventually get your own place?
Yeah. I just moved back here recently, but I do plan on eventually getting another spot. Right now, I'm just working on it right now. I have a lot of debt and bills, so I'm trying to get out of the way.
And he has debt. Dude, David, he's
in my priorities and just do the right thing for the most part.
Okay, I want to just have that blanket statement because women will be concerned. You know, they will want to know.
Yeah, Bridget, you nailed it. See what I mean about the quality of the men on Kendra's show? Yeah.
The plans, because you can't move a girl into the attic with you.
Nah, it won't be nothing like that. It won't be nothing like that at all.
Okay. So you plan on getting your own place eventually?
Yeah, I had my own place not too long ago, but I had to give that up for a while because I had some debt.
What kind of debt do you have? You had to give up. I assume it wasn't his own place, because if it was his own place, it's your own place. So basically, he was renting someplace else, and now he has debt. But he says he's making $60,000 a year. What kind of debt do you got, bro?
I had to pay off. So
Fair enough. Life happens. Life happens, child. I know it.
All
Okay.
right, speaking knowledge, break it down like this. He's got a 22-year-old child. These men leave us with children and think they're getting the better of the deal. But he tried the fire. He tried in the fire and mature. Well, you tried the fire and mature while the remained ignorant of the childlike bums. Yep. I read
When
that.
was your last relationship? I think I might have asked, but I forget the answer.
yeah, my last relationship was, like I said, I just got out of a relationship. I've been single for about a month now, and that's probably the last time I've been intimate as well. So I'm not looking for like nothing like I'm not looking to rush with the next girl. I just want to take my time, be patient. I do believe in God, so I read the Bible every now and then. I'm not really like too much of a church person, like go to church, but I definitely believe.
Yeah, right. Okay, great. Right, the rat girl, great value Kang living in the great value Kang living in the attic like the energy vampire he is.
Even God and doing the right thing.
Yeah, that's what gambling debt or something.
What are 3 flaws you have to work on?
Yeah, you
wow. 3 flaws I had to work on is bettering myself for the most part. Putting my
selfies and
trust, or trying to trust another, and keeping the energy, the negative energy away from me. As far as like, I like being around positive energy, so I try to not give too much energy to people that I don't think that deserve it.
Probably, he's not sure if the socks and lotion counts.
So that's
Bro, touch the blob and stop being a bum.
I guess the game is getting intense.
It's electric included.
Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Because I'm a good dude. I got a good heart. I got a good soul. I can be a great partner.
Could the key word is could.
Just I'm not like out here trying to be a player. I had my player days over. My dog days been over with.
Yeah, so, I've heard that before, and those same people weren't.
So I'm not really trying to juggle multiple women at once. Like, I don't know who honestly got the time to do that. It's consequences and karma behind everything. So
yeah, I mean, look at the karma he's in right now. He's living in an attic. He's driving Lyft, but has no money because he has debt.
Giving that time of day to communicate for the most part, staying in touch. If it's not text, call on the phone, FaceTime, going out to eat, and just being there for the most part. Giving me the energy that I give back.
You give back. Okay. All right. And how can a woman reach out to you? This is Gerald, Maryland, 38. Oh, you don't mind if the woman has kids, do you?
Not at all, but I would prefer like older kids because my kids older. I don't have babies.
Wait a minute. You just said you had 11 and 7. That's close to babies right there. He's addicted. He's because he's addicted to boys. Ife Yoga, you're so right. This is sad. I mean, he should be looking for another job, not for a woman. But you want to know why he's looking for a woman? Because he wants the woman to give him the income. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be thinking about it. He should be saying to himself, I'm in a freaking attic. I don't need to be looking for anybody but a way to get out of the freaking attic. And the best way to get out of a freaking attic is have the income to pay off my debt and then find my own place. But that's not what he's going to do. He's looking for somebody else to use. That's what's going down. I can tell you that right now. He's pretty easy to read. Majestic 88 says this exactly. He was just in a relationship a month ago. He needs to concentrate on bettering his own current situation and his children, right? Not jumping into another relationship. Exactly. Bars. Yeah, exactly, Bridget. He's looking for a savior woman. That's exactly what he's looking for. It starts out, he's trying to act like that's not what's going down, but we all know that's what's going down. He's looking for somebody. He's looking for a captain save a man, basically. A captain save a man. That's what he's looking for. I mean, that we just that's that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But anyway, let me get this ready to go here. I like to thank everybody for coming through. This was a great live. I've been cracking up all for the last couple of hours. I hope you have been having a good time. If you enjoyed the live, do put a 1 in the chat. If you have any suggestions on live streams you would like me to do, let me know. But we got plenty in the chamber for you. Me and the friends got some more coming out very, very soon. Let me hit this up here. Everybody, this is DJ Torch. Thanks again. I am out of here. Wait, let me get. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna kick some shout outs tonight. Why not? All right, Sandy Ray in the house. Shout out to Majestic 88, New Diamond, Bridget Mouton, The Rack Girl, Why is Seeking Knowledge. I'm addicted to the good life. Pray Yoga. Indiana Mom. Where we are heading now, babe. Act natural under pressure. Let's plateau. Oh yeah. Break it down. Shout out to Sugar Love. By the way, Sugar Love has a great content. You got to check her out. Check out Sugar Love. Put that in your search bar right now. Shout out to Oya Terminador Negro. Kevin, Lifestyle Guy. Of course, we had Darnell in the house. It's not a problem. Shout out to Alexa. Alexa, turn the temperature up to 79 degrees. Please. Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Shout out to the friends. Some great programming. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow. Here we go. Here we go. To the edge of it all. Thank you, Rack Girl. Happy Father's Day to me. And I am so proud. I can just say that one more time. Good night, Wise Sticking Knowledge. Andy Red is good seeing you. Thanks, everyone. Susceptible.